What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Okay, just making sure we're still recording. The phone made a little bit of a weird noise. But welcome back to my channel. I'm Angie, and in this video, I'm going to do a giant book haul. Thinking of where I'm gonna start. Got so many books from 3 different locations. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and show you all the books that I've got. So I'm really excited. Oh, and then if there's time at the end of this video, I'll give you a book update. I did finish reading the book, The Cousins. So if we have time after this gigantic book haul, we'll go over that. If not, it'll be in my next video. But without further ado, let's begin. So the first book that I actually got this one from Amazon at the time, which is 56 days. I'm so excited to finally have this book in my hands. I wanted this book for so long, and I wasn't able to get it. And then finally, the moment came. As you know from my other video, myself and my husband, we both had COVID, so we couldn't leave the house. We were stuck quarantining in our room here. And I apologize for the way that I look. I'm in my PJs. I'm ready for bed. I'm exhausted. Had a long day, but I wanted to get this video done. Anyway, 56 Days by Katherine Ryan Howard. And this book is about a couple that they decide to live together, move in together during COVID quarantine, funny enough. And a murder occurs. And it's a thriller, so basically trying to figure out who committed the murder, 1, and 2, how the heck did they commit the murder when everybody's in quarantine? You're not allowed to go anywhere, you're not allowed to leave. Well, you can't really see it, but I don't know if you're able to see the little bookmark space there, but I did start reading this already. I am enjoying it so far. As a little side update, I was reading Ace of Spades, and I actually DNF'd it. It wasn't that I didn't like how the book was going. When I came across, there's one point of the book that has LGBTQ plus content in it, and I just don't like reading that in books, is my opinion. And I know it's an unpopular opinion, but it goes against my religion. I'm a Christian, so I don't really like reading books that have that content in it. If you don't mind that content in the book, then by all means, go ahead and read it. But that's just my opinion. So since I DNF'd that book, I'm reading 56 Days instead, in place of that book. So I figured I'd give a shout out. I heard a lot of good things about this book, mainly from Gabby Reads. She's another booktuber. Love her videos. I watch all her videos. When she was promoting this book like crazy, this book was actually one of the 5 books in the Book of the Month Club a couple months back. But she raved about this book, so I decided to get it because I wanted I really wanted to read it while I was in quarantine with COVID. But I ended up getting it right in the mail right after I got better from COVID. But I can still, I'm still reading it post COVID. Um, but yeah, so far I'm really liking this thriller. So I'll give you more of my thoughts as I progress farther into the book. But yeah, 56 days. I'll go ahead and put this one over here because this is the one that I was currently reading. Let's see. This next book is actually a fairly new release. Oh, it got messed up. Dang. And this one's called The Night She Disappeared by Lisa Jewell. Oh, you know what? I should probably start saying this next group of books I got from Target. Um, this book, you can see how the bottom kind of got messed up in the bag, and it was already torn in the store. Normally, I wouldn't take it if it was torn, but I took this one because it was literally the last copy on the shelf, and I hadn't seen it anywhere else. And I love Lisa Jewell. I love her writing. I love her books. Her books are phenomenal. I actually just finished reading Then She Was Gone by her, which is an excellent thriller, which I highly recommend you reading. Then I recommend all her books. I mean, I have a couple other books from her as well that I plan to read. I have The Family Upstairs, I believe. I've got Invisible Girl from her, and now I've got this one. This is her fairly new thriller, so I was really excited to be able to get my hands on this finally. Um, some of the blurbs on the back here, it says, "I love all Lisa's books, but The Night She Disappeared is her best thriller yet." Um, I don't really know much about what this book is about. Let me see here. It's a beautiful summer night in a charming English suburb when Tallulah and Zach head out to a bar for the first time since the birth of their infant son. Just 19 years old, they've been looking forward to this night and a break from bottles and diapers. A party at the massive country estate of new college friends seems like the perfect way to unwind until morning comes and the two don't make it home. So that sounds pretty interesting. I love thrillers. Lately I've been really into thrillers like crazy. Um, Kind of sad that the front got messed up. I didn't even see the front. Might have to put another book on top of it to try to flatten that out and then slowly get the sticker off. But I mean, if you're really into thrillers, I highly recommend this book and all Lisa Jewell's works. This is her newest book that was just released earlier this month. Um, yeah, looking at the cover, it's like underwater of a pool. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, that's that one. This next book is another book that I've heard a lot about. A lot of people have it. Gabby Reeds is one who has it. Mel Reeds, I believe, is another one who has it. I'm pretty sure I saw Olivia from Olivia Reads Latte have it as well. I can't remember if Katie has it. But it's In My Dreams, I Hold a Knife. They all said this was really, really good and it's a good thriller, and I just really love the cover. There's the gold ribbon on it and the scissors. It actually reminds me of another book I currently own. It's somewhere, I think it's called the Starless Sea. It's also really pretty with the black and the gold. One of the blurbs here from Riley Sager. So, tense, twitty, and packed with shocks, Ashley Winstead's assured debut dares to ask how much we can trust those we know best, including ourselves. A terrific read. So inside here on the summer, it says 6 friends, 1 college reunion, 1 unsolved murder. So I definitely like that. This one is considered a psychological thriller. So I mean, if you like thrillers in general, and you should like this one, this book had so many good reviews. I almost had a 5 stars on Goodreads, so I can't wait to start reading this book. All these bags, man. Oh, I'll just let it. And the last book that I got from Target is 9 Perfect Strangers. And I'm really loving this cover. I like the cover because it's got all the cast from the actual TV show that's currently on Hulu. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend that you see the show and read the book. That way you can kind of compare and contrast, what you're seeing compared to what you read. It was a funny story about this book. I had originally checked it out from my neighborhood library, and for whatever reason, I ran out of time and didn't have a chance to read it. And so I brought it back to my library and didn't really think about it. And then when I was sick with COVID, I was thinking about, once I was not sick with COVID, to go back to my library and check out the book so I can read it. Because during my time with COVID, my husband and I noticed on Hulu that they made the TV show based on the book, and we watched the first 2 episodes, and we were just hooked from then on. And I just wanted it just okay, I'm getting tongue tied. It made me want to read this book even more. And so when I saw it at Target on the shelf, I had to pick it up, and I really like this cover with all the characters. I'm really excited to actually read the book, to compare it to the first 7 episodes, I believe, are what's out now. And I think the 8th one comes out tomorrow. So that's going to be a fun time. So these are the 3 that I got from Target. Put them back in the bag here. And now this next stack of books I picked up at Barnes & Noble. I originally meant to get 2 or 3 books from there. It came out with like 5. But in my defense, it was my first time back in Barnes & Noble and being able to actually bookshop after a very long time. This first book I got, move things aside here, is Rarity by Colleen Hoover. Again, a lot of good things have been said about this book. This book travels around Facebook a lot. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos regarding this book, and a lot of people like it. Basically, this is a a thriller romance. It's about a uh, husband and wife. The wife is an author, and in the middle of her writing her next book or her next story, she gets sick, and the husband hires this author to come to his house and finish his wife's story for him. And then while she's there, she basically learns some dark secrets, and it goes on from there. What's really funny about this book was I originally wasn't planning on getting it when I got these books. I was planning on getting it like the next time I go book shopping. But then I opened the book, as I did now, just, skimming through a few pages. And one of the character names here is Jeremy. And when I saw that, I was like, I need to get this book now. I'm not going to wait. Because my husband's name is Jeremy. So I was like, I was like, you know what? I actually came across a book that has my husband's name in it. I need to get it. It's funny because there's actually a movie that I had found, called Jeremy's Egg or something like that, by a little boy named Jeremy. So I thought that was really cool. I actually found a movie, a little boy named Jeremy. Now I have a book with the main character name is Jeremy. Yeah. I've heard Colleen Hoover is a really good romance author. And this one's a romance, but there's also some thrilling aspects to it. So that I definitely do enjoy that. I'm starting to get into more romance too. Romance books. And cozy mysteries. I've already read Arsenic and Adobo. Love that book. Can't wait for the second book to come out next year. I'm in the process of reading Dial A for Aunties. I'm enjoying that one. I just have it on the side for right now. Because I've been really into a thriller book mood lately. I guess because we're getting closer into fall and whatnot. Yeah. Rarity. Really excited to actually get into this book when the time comes. I just have like a huge stack of thrillers and a little bit of horror that I wanted to read for this month and next month, which I explained in my last video is a huge stack of books that I'm slowly getting through, but I'm getting there. This next book here is called Sadie by Courtney Summers. I found this book out, or I found out about this book from a YouTuber named Haley. Her YouTube name is Haley in Bookland, sorry. And she was talking about, well, this book was a really good thriller that when it first came out, it basically blew everywhere by storm. It had really good ratings, and she highly recommended it. And so I decided I'll go ahead and pick it up. I like a good thriller. I like the book cover, It's simple but different. Don't really know much about it other than that it's a thriller. But basically from the back, Sadie's basically a girl who went missing. And I guess she was deemed as a runaway, and a popular radio personality doesn't believe that she was a runaway. He believes something more sinister happened to her. But yeah, this is my very first Courtney Summers book, so I'm really excited to get into this book. Hopefully, if I really like it, I'll definitely plan on getting more of her books. This particular copy of the book includes special bonus content, which I just noticed it now. One of the blurbs here, it was a winner of the Edgar Award in 2019, the John Spray Mystery Award in 2019, and the Sybil's Award in 2018. And the blurb is one of the best books of the year. So that's really interesting. So that actually intrigues me even more. I'm not sure what the bonus content is, though. It doesn't say. Let's see if there's anything in the back here. I see there's discussion questions in the back, but I don't see anything that's considered as a bonus per se. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the extra bonus would be in here. It doesn't. Sorry. So. Yeah, I'm not sure what the extra bonus is. I'll have to look it up and see. Cause I really don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But other books that are written by Courtney Summers is cracked up to be Some Girls Are, Fall for Anything, This Is Not a Test, What Goes Around, Please Remain Calm, and All the Rage. And that's Sadie. I actually have been forgetting to mention this. I apologize because I noticed in a lot of my videos, whenever I show a book to you guys, the cover is kind of backwards. So I apologize for that. I don't know how to fix that because I record off my phone and then I post. I don't have a special camera or editing programs. Financially, I can't afford it. So I'm just working with what I've got for now. So I apologize for that. Anyway, to continue, this next book I got is called One of Us is Lying by Karen McManus. And it's book one of a duology. The second book in the duology is One of Us is Next. I picked this one up because I just finished reading the book The Cousins by Karen McManus, and I just absolutely loved that book. I loved how it was written. Excuse me. I just loved everything about the book. The plot twists. There were so many of them. It had you guessing throughout the entire book until the end of what was going on. And because I liked it so much and how it was written, I wanted to read more of her books. Sorry, my friend was trying to call through. But because I enjoyed that book so much and how it was written, I definitely want to read more of her books. And the One of Us duology was a really popular one on Goodreads. So I wanted to read it really bad. Oh, crud, why is it all getting messed up? Dang it. I can just try to... I'm trying to, unfold. I didn't realize the inside was all bent. So it says, pay close attention and you might solve this. On Monday afternoon, 5 students at Bayview High walk into detention. Bronwyn the brain, Addie the beauty, Nate the criminal, Cooper the athlete, and Simon the outcast. Only Simon never makes it out of that classroom. Before the end of detention, Simon's dead, and according to investigators, his death wasn't an accident. On Monday he died, but on Tuesday he planned to post juicy reviews about all 4 of his high-profile classmates, which all 4 of them suspects in his murder. Or are they just the perfect patsies, for a killer who's still on the loose? Everyone has secrets, right? What really matters is how far would you go to protect them? Let's see if that. Hopefully that works. I'm so sad that the inside got really messed up. But that's the cover of the first one, and then on the back, that's the cover of the second one. So I can't wait to get into this book as well. And then that way I can get to the second one in this trilogy. Sorry if I'm just flipping through the pages. I just saw something within the book that I was just kind of curious on. Oh, okay. So it looks like within the book here, there's like different, the way the chapters are a little bit different, and then towards the end there's a "Where Are You Now" part. Oh, I just saw this. Another one of her books is called Two Can Keep a Secret, and the blurb is a must-read young adult thriller if you love Riverdale and sharp objects. I'm a pretty huge fan of the TV show Riverdale. I have not read the books of Riverdale. So might oh, okay, so this is not a duology, it's a trilogy. The first one is the one in my hand. The second one is Two Can Keep a Secret. And then the third one is One of Us is Next. So that's how it goes. But yeah. I did originally try to go for the paperback version of this book, but I was told that there was no paperbacks yet released for this book. So I was like, okay, so that's fine. So I ended up grabbing this hardcover. But that's that book. Now, those were all the thrillers and romance. I can pull this one out. This one is a middle grade book. I just love how this cover looks. And it is called Amari and the Night Brothers. And basically this is about this girl, Amari. Her brother goes missing from this unique school, and she goes to the school in search of her brother. Now, I found out that the second book in the series was already in the process of in the works, so I'm really hoping that I can get to this book before the second book of this series comes out. I don't know if you can see that beautiful shine of the gold and the blue. I love how this book just looks. My plan was to get the paperback of this book as well, but I was told that the paperwork actually doesn't come out until January of next year. But I'm actually really glad that I got the hardcover of this book, because it's just so pretty. It's beautiful. Actually, what would have been pretty neat with the way they made this cover is if the edges were like sprayed like in a similar shade of blue. That would have been like really pretty. But yeah, if you like middle grade books, I highly recommend you guys reading this book. There's a lot of good reviews on this book. It's a very fun book. I really can't wait to read it. Is there a picture in here? Am I seeing things? Oh, yeah. There's like, a little bit of artwork there, which is really cool. I've also, sorry for the noise. I also read online, that they were also working on making a movie based on this book, and its sequel. So that's going to be really cool. One of the actors that's going to be in the movie, from what I read online, oh, crud. I have a brain fart on his name, but he starred in the movie Iron Man. He was the cop that teamed up with Robert Downey Jr. in the movie that had his own Iron Man suit. He's going to be one of the actors in this movie, so that's going to be really cool to see. He's a great actor. But yes, Amari and the Night Brothers. Oy. And this, the very, let me get it out of the bag. This last book is called Clara and the Sun. Again, I heard a lot of good things from this. Gabby Reeds was one who had the book and liked it. Is it Alexandra? She also read the book and she really enjoyed it. It does have a lot of good reviews as well. It's a nice, uplifting story. It's about a girl named Clara, who's an AI, and it's basically her point of view of the world. Of course, the corner of this book is damaged. I'm so upset right now. Oh well. But what intrigued me to get this book in particular is I played this game on my PS4. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's called, what is it called? Crap, I have a brain fart. It was right there in the tip of my tongue. Something being human. I can't remember the rest of it. But basically throughout the game, you're playing as different AI robots, and you're basically choosing their decisions on what to say and what to do throughout the game, and based on what you choose, it makes a difference within the game. There's multiple endings, there's consequences. And so when I heard that this book was basically the point of view of the world from an AI, I thought it was really intriguing, and I wanted to read it and kind of compare it to the video game that I played. It starts out that the little girl gets this AI, which her name is Clara, and it reminded me a lot of the video game, because I think the video game, the female AI that you play as, her name is Kara, without the L. So I thought that was really cool. And I really, really like this cover here. I've noticed there's another cover where it's like a square and it's like blue, and then there's like a little sun towards the corner. But I like this cover a lot. But all in all, these are all the books that I got from Barnes & Noble. This is a big stack of books. since we still have a little bit of time, there. Let's go ahead and talk about the cousins. So this book, holy crud, is there a lot of twists and turns in here, but it was awesome. This book is about these three cousins, Millie, Aubrey, and Jonah, that they each get a random letter from their grandmother inviting them, to come to, it's called Gold Coast Island, to her resort that she owns and to work there for the summer. But what's really weird is several years before that, their grandmother basically had disowned all her kids completely, never talked to her grandkids at all, never really cared about them, never said anything, and then just one day they get a letter saying, hey, I'm your grandma, I'm offering you a job to work in my resort for the summer, can't wait to meet you. Well, they get there, and when they meet her, she has no idea why they're there. She never invited them. So it's basically like, well, what's going on? Who invited them? Why did she basically disown all her kids in the past? What